I got these 3 boxes of steel guitar records that arrived here today. They did belong to someone very special. I'm going to open these up and show them to you quickly. While I start unboxing them, I'm going to tell you a little story about where these records came from and how I ended up with them. Laurie Mills was a very well-known radio announcer with the CBC, and he was with them over 35 years. He ended his career in Calgary. He was an all-around interesting character, really. I mean, he volunteered with the Calgary Boxing and Wrestling Commission, the Calgary Vintage Motorcycle Club, and the Foothills Bluegrass Society for a while. He could often be seen emceeing festival stages, and he would follow a lot of the American performers that came and toured in Canada, really follow their careers closely, collect all of their records and interview them for his show. His show was called Simply Folk. So Laurie ended up with an enormous record collection. And this year, his family decided to put his entire record collection up for sale on Discogs. I discovered this while searching for some Curly Chalker records that I ended up finding in Laurie's estate collection. These are albums that we've either covered already here in the Stars of Steel series or albums that I will use upcoming episodes. These stickers here on the outer sleeve of any record that was in Laurie's collection. Buddy Emmons steel guitar. Of course, a lot of people notified me that I needed to re-listen to Buddy Emmons' entire discography and get my facts straight about that. So that's a good record for us to have here. This is going to be Buddy Spicher and Buddy Emmons together. These are all records that I've never owned up until now. Pieces of 8. This is one that I will use in an upcoming episode. We've got stuff here by Maurice Anderson, J.D. Manis, Red Rhodes, Weldon Myrick, Jim Murphy. So a lot of stuff a lot of recordings I've never heard, and a lot of players that I've yet to feature. This is from Tom Bradshaw's collection of Steel Guitar Record Club releases. This one's a little bit rougher, but I needed some more Jerry Byrd in my collection. I just have 1 or 2 of Jerry's records on vinyl. And this is obviously a classic. Steel guitar favorites. This is on Mercury Records. This is a very, very old print. A lot of these are probably going to be Canadian pressings. You can see that this also has a stamp on the back from the CBC record catalog here. So, and this record I'm excited to listen to. Yeah, I've just been getting really, really into Curly Chalker since we did that episode with him. And the songs of Gordon Lightfoot, pretty eclectic kind of record that he made here on Crescendo Records. So this is a record I would love to know if anyone has ever seen this record before. I've never heard of this album. I know nothing about it. And therefore, I just really had to get a copy of this when I saw it. That's the Satin Strings of Steel, Monument Records. Here's one that I'm sure some of you have heard before. Pacific Steel Company, Tom Brumley, Sneaky Pete Kleinow, who will have an episode coming up soon, Al Perkins, Junior Red Rhodes. Actually, a nice picture of them all here on the back. And this is a record I've never listened to. Again, it's got the sticker down there. Really nice looking record, produced by Al Perkins. Here's a guy who's going to have his video up very soon, in the next month, in fact. Our old friend Kayton Roberts. I got to work with Kayton in 2012. Had him play on one of my albums, and really fun. So this is a great record, too. It's been listening to it here this past week on YouTube. Stoneway Records. There's 3 records, 3 of Kayton's albums on vinyl, and here's the second one. He's with Little Roy Wiggins here. Stoneway Records, again, that's out of Houston. And the condition on these all looks very, very reasonable so far. On the cases, anyway, which is nice to see. Here we go. More ways to play. Curly Chalker. They're at Bradley's barn here on the back. He's got the motorcycle, and it's a pretty cool album cover, actually, the back of this. Well, I've just been so crazy about this record. I think it's time to get all of them on vinyl and give them a real good listen to. There'll be more episodes coming out in the future concerning Curly Chalker, because he's someone you just can't get enough of, really. Okay, and here's the last box. So we got 4 more records here. Wow, this is one that was talked about very recently. Jimmy Day, All Those Years. Not an easy record to find on vinyl. This is came out on the, what is this? Oh yeah, Midland Records, so Scotty's label. This album looks like it was sponsored by Showbud. As we can see here, it's got Showbud on the back. It's got Buddy Emmons' name on the back. Laurie Mills down on the bottom here. Yeah, very nice to have. Jimmy Day, All Those Years. You got to have Jimmy Day's stuff, I think, on vinyl, because it sounds so warm. A very obscure one. In fact, I think I just put this up on my channel with a video saying that it's, you know, out of print and hard to find, and it is. So the fact that Laurie had this in his collection was especially cool to see. Great picture of Jimmy Day there on the front. And the last 2 we've got here are actually not steel guitar records, but these are 2 John Hartford records, because you see a John Hartford record, you have to pick it up because it's John Hartford. That's the way I was raised. I don't know about you, but here he is with Benny Martin, and really nice looking stuff here. So that's that. Those are some records from the Laurie Mills collection. If you want to check out some more of his records, there's a lot more steel guitar records. I didn't take everything. You can check that out at Discogs, and I'll put the link in the video. Until now, I'll have a cup of coffee and sit and listen to some steel guitar vinyl records. All right, take care, keep it country, and we'll see you next time.